Hi there. All right. I'm Christy. Today is Wednesday, July 23rd. Had to double check. All right. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're new here, every once in a while I will go live or even upload a card reading. So I like to do these, um, just for the general public, general information, general use. So if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button so that you are notified when we have new videos. If you are new around here, we put out podcasts, the Radiate Wellness podcast and Real Life Angel Encounters, both at this channel. We put out a series called Planet Watch, which is about the astrological events of each season of, Aries season, Taurus, Gemini, all of the different signs has its own season. So we do each season, just kind of a summary. Also, just, I don't know, all kinds of things, just different videos and such. But make sure that you are getting notified when we've got a new video. Today, I wanted to do an oracle card reading. Now, a lot of people do tarot. I don't do tarot because you got to know so much to do tarot, and it's a lot to remember. And I have some limited space up here, so can't really remember everything. But I love oracle cards. I really do. They're easy to use, they're profound, and they really speak to me. Today, I had my pendulum. Where's my pendulum? Had my pendulum select a deck. The deck that they selected was Life Purpose, Doreen Virtue. Yes, I know about Doreen Virtue. I follow her on social media. I get her social media posts. I don't agree with where she is right now, but not my journey, not my problem. So, love her work. And I'm going to do the Life Purpose cards today. So, let me cut them. Now, this, of course, is a general kind of reading. So if you are sitting here across from me, it's going to be very specific to you. And you know what? Who knows? I'm going to be doing this generic reading today. I'll lay out 3 cards, turn them each over. And if it resonates with you, like together, these cards, that's wonderful. There's no coincidence why you're here watching this right now. So if it resonates with you, then it's for you. But this can also be like, what do we need to know in general? And that was the intention that I put into this as I shuffled and cut the cards. So now I'm going to lay out 3 cards and just see what Spirit wants us to know. There's 2. And, some people ask, oh, there we go. How do I know which cards to pick? That's a really good question. So I'll just kind of fan them out. And there might be one that just separates naturally. Or sometimes I'm shuffling and separating the cards, and one will just fly out. And when one just jumps out, then I know to use that card. But I laid out 3 cards, and let's see what we've got. The intention was, what do we need to know today? Remember, if it resonates with you personally, that's great. If it doesn't, then just, put it in your back pocket and see what comes later. Before we get into this, though, I would like to please invite you, nay, beg you, please, to hit the subscribe button. And when you hit subscribe, then you will be notified when we have new videos out. We have all kinds of videos on this channel. In fact, if you're new here, take a look around on this channel and you'll see what type of videos we've got. We've got Planet Watch with our astrologer, Mary Jane Stodeman. Every season, every month, we'll talk about what is the upcoming energy for each zodiac sign. So I call them seasons. But there's also there's more card readings. And again, if you come across a card reading on our channel and it resonates with you, then it's for you. Let's see, what else on this channel do we have? We've got the Radiate Wellness podcast, which is a podcast that I've been doing since, 2017, 2018. We're 300 and something episodes into this podcast. And then also the Real Life Angel Encounters podcast, which is in its 2nd season. After a hiatus of maybe 1 or 2 years, I brought this podcast back, Real Life Angel Encounters. And I've got a new book, Real Life Angel Encounters, as well, which is based on the podcast, which is an award-winning podcast, I might add. So subscribe, and then you'll be notified of new episodes, whatever they may be, coming out. All right, let's take a look at these cards. First of all, we've got, support. You are supported. They want to talk about climate stuff. Climate stuff. There's been a bunch of climate news going on all around the world. So they want to talk about that. They want to talk about the earth. All right. Next. Now, you're gonna be going, hey Christy, what does that mean? This is the yoga card. If you do yoga, if you like yoga, if yoga is your jam, that is totally awesome. I've tried it before, I've done it before, and it's just not my thing, but it might be yours, and that's totally cool. But really what this is look at her chakras. See how beautifully lined up they are? They're in a straight line. They are bright, they're shiny, they're equal size, they are open and balanced. This is wonderful, bringing balance. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. They're talking to me in my head. And then finally, we've got, writing. Look at this. This lady's writing. Now, I just mentioned a couple minutes ago that I've got a book based on real life angel encounters. And in fact, the book is called Real Life Angel Encounters. Real people share real stories of miraculous encounters. But look what's happening here. Here is this angel who's like, is he telling her what to write? Is he writing it for her? Maybe. Some of us like to do more guided type of writing. And here he is helping her with her book. And beneath it says, you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words you write, which is true. The words that you are writing, the words you're putting out there are important. On a global level, they were talking to me about this being concerning climate. I am in Kansas City. Now, if you know Kansas City at all, you know that, well, it's my home, but you'll also know that we've had a ton of rain lately, all kinds of crazy rain, and it's been hot. Heat advisory until like tomorrow. And this heat advisory has been going on all week. And we've had rain almost every day, lots of it. And today I'm looking out the window and it's gray and hazy. Something could be coming up in terms of rain. Now, if you are, well, since you're watching here on YouTube, you might know about Ann Tucker. Ann Tucker channels the angelic realm. I'm going to be on her show. She's also got a podcast, and I'm going to be on her show, I think, in September. I'm very excited about that. So definitely hit that subscribe button and you will be notified. But her messages recently have been talking about water. And last November 2024, I was part of the prediction panel at the Kansas City Metaphysical Fair, predictions for 2025. And all of the people on the predictions panel were talking about water, how there are big water events on the earth in 2025, floods and different things coming up with our water. Now, we've been having a lot of floods. Texas, most notably, my God, loss of life. That's horrible. More than 100 people, more than 120 people, I do believe. And there's been flooding out around New York and that area, Northeast. Last year there was flooding in North Carolina. Or maybe it was earlier this year, flooding in North Carolina. So a lot of water events, but they want us to know that we're going to be okay. Ann Tucker has been talking about a lot of water events around the world, but a lot of that beginning from under the ocean, with volcanic action under the ocean, creating, a perfect storm for flooding and rain and storms. We are supported. We're going to be okay. There's a lot more weather-related stuff coming up, climate-related stuff. Oh, and I had received a notification on my phone earlier today saying that the highest court of the UN has basically declared the climate crisis a crisis that countries are responsible for helping to fix and mitigate. So, heck yeah. All right. So, we're being supported. And I do believe that that's part of this support, that people are starting to agree we need to do something about this, right? All right. But that's going to require stretching ourselves. Remember, I said that this can be a yoga card, which is great. If you do yoga, awesome. But the yoga card is also about balancing and stretching ourselves, pulling ourselves into alignment. So it's up to us. We need to do that. We need to be balanced. We need to take care of this ourselves. And as long as we wait for someone else to do something, yes, the court said that we have to do everything we can to protect the environment, but it's up to us. We need to do it. Okay. And we might need to make ourselves a little uncomfortable to do it. And write letters to businesses, to local governments, state governments, national governments, provincial governments, county governments. Write those letters. Yeah, if you want to write a book kind of like Silent Spring, Rachel Carson, that book back in the 70s that kind of launched the environmental movement, that's great. Do it. Absolutely. Make it a fiction book and with a lot of truth in it. People want to read it. But also just write those letters. Write signs that you carried to protests. But writing, expressing yourself that way. So all of this to say that we're going to be supported through these changes. It's going to be a little painful as we make adjustments for ourselves and stretch ourselves to bring the earth into balance. And then we need to use our voices. All right. That's about it. Now, if this hit you on a personal level, yay, that's awesome. And even if it doesn't hit you today, then look to tomorrow or the next day. All right, friends, that's about it. Please do go hit the subscribe button. And if you've not already, please go purchase Real Life Angel Encounters. Real people share real stories of miraculous encounters on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, bookshop.org, which is my favorite one. And not only get the book, or you can find me at one of my events, but not only get the book, but write a review. The reviews help so much, you have no idea. All right, that is it. See you again soon, my friends.